Making the life a meditation. What is meditation? An article written by Jay Knight. Meditation is a focused, concentrated state of consciousness. Everything that one puts their mind into is considered a meditation. That is researching, writing, reading, studying, dreaming, singing, playing an instrument, driving, and even talking out loud or in the mind are all examples of concentrated states of consciousness. This means that whenever someone meditates or concentrates all of their attention on will lead them into the benefits of producing an outcome sooner or later. Even the behavior which derives its signals and impulses from the subconsciousness can only be in a constant flux of character because of the individual's concentrated state of consciousness. Meditation is a natural occurrence of consciousness which acts as a personal gravitational field of stabilizing the thoughts and feelings from becoming chaotic. The human brain is always busy receiving and transmitting data such as positive and negative electrical currents of information. Due to inconsistent rest periods, the brain and the consciousness can become cluttered. In this respect, the mind benefits from a simple reduction of stimulation from the meditation. Because excess stimuli in the brain may bring stress to the consciousness and strain on the brain, like an overheating CPU suffering from unnecessary background tasks. This can cause health problems such as nervous breakdowns, uncontrollable outbursts, depression, and even self-destructive tendencies. Meditation is the frequency wave of feeling calm and relaxed, like OM. This calm, balanced state created for meditation allows structure and order to find their common ground, bringing more harmony, peace, and unity into effect. Every thought has an electrical impulse which builds power into itself until a big enough discharge is released throughout the brain, stimulating signals throughout the human being. The signals are unconsciously processed and are given to the wakeful consciousness block to be put into effect. So that is the wakeful state of being aware of yourself. Meditation allows this process to work more fluently. An example would be like wax on the floor of a bowling lane. The wax creates a lubricant, reducing the friction between the floor and the bowling ball, allowing the accuracy of the throw from the caster to have a better chance to result in a strike. Now, when it comes to mindless meditation, that is void meditation, turning off the mindfulness, only through years of void meditation practices is it very possible to turn off the swirling thoughts, which also means turning off the consciousness and allowing the self to be expanded into the inner spheres of consciousness. This is where one will go into the subconsciousness as if they are floating through space itself. There, the thoughts are in an already transformed energy, respectively a fine feeling quasi-electromagnetic radiation, for further processing in order to then transmute into impulses, then to be absorbed and dissolved into a pure energetic state, respectively a immaterial energetic form, respectively the creation energy. Therefore, there are no thoughts in the highest layers of the subconsciousness, whereas all material senses of space-time in the material belt are turned off, and the fine spiritual perception is heightenedly activated because the conscious concentration is now focused into a becoming and passing state. Thereby, it must be further clarified that there are absolutely no material thoughts in a true void meditation. The Way to Live, page 442 through 446. And whoever goes the way of the evolution through meditation gets to know through his or her own consciousness and through his or her own creation energy form the existence of the extraordinary broad nature of the consciousness and of the spirit, a nature otherwise unimaginable to the human being. Through meditation, there opens to him or her the entire view into that which is of the consciousness and into the creational and into their powers, whereby insights into completely different dimensions are gained, in which the old and inadequate convictions nurtured until then concerning one's own identity must be realistically offered and revised. The truly view of the reality, which until then was wrongly seen and wrongly assessed, and which one believed to know so well, suddenly breaks through and makes room for the effective view of the unshakable truth, with the consequence that one's denial of rebirth dissolves, and the possibility of further lives through reincarnation is at least thought to be probable, even if the sure cognition of its actuality does not ripen. At least the understanding begins to awaken that everything that concerns life and death possesses reality, and that one single life never is enough to be able to achieve and learn all humanly possible cognition and cognizance, as well as all knowledge, practical experience, living experience, the wisdom, love, harmony, and the real peace. The real inner I is the prisoner of the self-created I, and it is only able to create for itself any free space and freedom when one consciously operates self-cognition and everything wrong and negative is recognized, as is the right and positive, in order to fight and dissolve the false and negative, and to use the right and positive for self-realization. The practice of the meditation is the best way to achieve that, because it frees the grasping of the self-created I and conveys the impression of the refreshing creational expanse of the real and truthfully nature of the effective inner I. With the spirit and the material consciousness in the fine spiritual perception meditation, that is void meditation. Nothing, absolutely nothing at all. The creation energy form cannot be influenced by the consciousness-based effects. However, powers of the spirit, that is the creation energy form, can be drawn upon and be made useful by the material consciousness. However, the consciousness itself is influenced through thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and so forth, which are created by the human being, whereby it is able to create particular effects, which are expressed inwardly and outwardly, and therefore consequently also in deeds. Even during the meditation, the spirit is absolutely uninfluenced, because the material consciousness can only draw upon its powers and make them useful. As said, therefore, nothing can be done with the creation energy form itself. Consequently, it is left in peace, both with the fine spiritual perception meditation and with any other meditation. Apart from the fact that powers and information of the creation energy form are then transferred into the material consciousness. Nothing is done with the material consciousness either, because with the fine spiritual perception meditation, it is simply left in peace due to the creation of a thoughtless void state, that is to say, a thought-free void state, which conveys the impression that during this meditation, the consciousness floats somewhere in the endlessness of space.